Hello, and welcome to The Base, Big and Small Screens. Today, I would like to talk to you about The Closer, because I want to let my inner crime drama nerd out and fanboy a little bit. The Closer, one of my all-time favorites, even above Law and Order, even above Criminal Minds, both of which I enjoy a great deal. Now, a lot of you may not know The Closer. It was on TNT network. Some people don't get that, but it is a wonderful little thing. And it's got Kyra Sedgwick in it. Hold on, let me just have a look here. Kyra Sedgwick, J.K. Simmons, who many of you may know as J. Jonah Jameson off of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man movies and in several other movies. An amazing actor. He's got Corey Reynolds, Robert Gossett, G.W. Bailey. Now, some of you may remember G.W. Bailey. He's the old fellow here in the background. I'm not sure you can see right there. Yep. Um, G.W. Bailey was on the old Police Academy movies as the old captain, or the captain with the baton, and he was always trying to get the Police Academy recruits in trouble, trying to get them kicked out because he didn't think they were real policemen, and he had that yell that he was always yelling at the recruits for. He's in this. Also, Tony Dennison and John Tenney. And there's others kicking around because the premise of it is in Los Angeles that the LAPD forms a priority murder squad. And to run this squad, they call in her, uh, Deputy Chief Brenda Lee Johnson from Atlanta. But not just somebody from Atlanta, she's been CIA trained as an interrogator uh, and is able to get confessions. She is the closer. She closes cases because she gets confessions out of pretty much all of the people. It's what she does. Now she gets brought in to kind of run this as deputy chief by J.K. Simmons. J.K. Simmons is Chief Pope. He kind of runs the place more or less. Uh, and there's immediately some friction because Chief Pope, played by J.K. Simmons, and Kyra Sedgwick used to be married. They are they're not married anymore. They are divorced, but they used to be married. So immediately there's some things, and I believe this fellow here is Robert Gossett. Um, he plays the chief's, or I believe he's a captain, possibly a deputy chief in another area, possibly homicide, I think. And he wanted the position of running priority murder, and he has it kind of out for Miss Brenda Lee Johnson. And then you've got her whole crew, of which you have G.W. Bailey playing grumpy old Lieutenant Provenza. There is, what is it, Lieutenant Flynn, who gets transferred in a little bit. You've got this young fellow here, young African American actor. I'm not certain of his name. I think it may be Tony Dennison or John Tenney or possibly Corey Reynolds. I'm not 100% sure. Uh, but he plays Gabriel, Mr. Gabriel, who seems to take a liking to Miss Brenda Lee Johnson and is kind of her go-to man, the only one that supports her initially on the team. Nobody else wants to support her. There's a few others in kicking around in the team. You've got Julio, who is he is a gang unit specialist of, I believe, Spanish or Mexican. I think it's Mexican um, descent. You have Lieutenant Tao, who used to be on SID or CSI, basically. He's like that kind of crime scene type of guy. He's very technical minded, very good with technology and computers and any sorts of forensic stuff. And he also knows a lot about just about everything. Uh, Julio is very much kind of a easygoing guy, but he has a bit of a temper. Uh, Wonderful Provenza there. He's the grumpy old man who's been around and has had, I think, something like 5 or 6 ex-wives over the course of the show. Uh, and Flynn is he's a bit of a hard ass type guy, friends with Provenza, and there's some interesting byplay there, especially when some things start happening. And I believe, trying to remember, I think that's about it. I think that's about it for the wonderful cast. So what they do is they handle all the high priority murders that happen in and around LA. When celebrities end up getting murdered, they're there to make sure this gets solved immediately, as well as politicians, high profile targets. They're the ones that solve these murders so that it's done before the media starts having a frenzy over it. And it's not only an excellent procedural, but they do a lot of comedy over it. There's currently 7 seasons of it out, and that's when it ended. There were 7 wonderful seasons of it, uh, with about, I think there's only about 8, I think 8 or something like that. Nope, 13, 13 episodes in this one. Uh, and they have more in the later seasons, anywhere from between 18 to 22 or 21. It varies. And over the course of 7 wonderful seasons, over the course of the first one, Miss Brenda Lee Johnson slowly earns the trust and admiration of her whole team, uh, including Mr. Flynn. And I'm not going to spoil that with him because things that go on there with Detective Flynn and how he gets on her side is some wonderful drama. Some wonderful drama that I love. But there's a lot of fun stuff going on in here, a lot of little comedy bits, especially with her trying to figure out uh, Los Angeles and all the strange shit that goes on there. But it's a great show. Wonderfully well written, wonderfully acted by everyone here, and really funny. Um, one of the particular bits that I like in a later season, not the first season, but in a later season, there is a guy going around, um, apparently dressing like a ninja and killing somebody. So one of the detectives looks to Lieutenant Tao, who happens to be Chinese and or of Asian descent. I believe he is Chinese, but they look to him because he's of Asian descent and are like, "So what do you know about ninjas?" And he's like, "What, you think because I'm Asian I know everything there is to know about ninjas?" And there's a pause, and then he immediately goes, "Okay, so ninjas are blah 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 blah," and starts just rattling off information, which is really funny. Uh, they do some wonderful things in this show. Some wonderfully good drama, and especially I love the drama, I love the comedy, the procedural stuff. It's all good. So yes, give it a watch. You might enjoy it. So The Closer, and I'll see you next time.